It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the show where the fans are always saying, we're laughing at them because they're bad people, not laughing with them. Yet, I hear so many people in my comments being like, what's so funny about it? I don't get it. They're still just terrible people, and none of it's funny. I'm actually going to break down all of these characters and how each one represent a stereotypical American. Let's start with Mac, also known as Ronald McDonald. Yes, that is his full character name. Mac is the religious one of the friend group. I know. There's a religious one in the friend group. He is the Catholic one. He is very loves God, loves the Bible, doesn't believe in evolution, but he also has never read the Bible, doesn't go to church, does not practice any Catholicism. The thing about Mac though is he is very deep in the closet. Everyone around him knows, but him. I think in season 2 he even starts dating this girl named Carmen, who is male to female transgender. I think that's trans femme. And there's no better dynamic that shows that Mac is very much more emotionally correct connected to men than his relationship with Dennis, because they lived together and they were high school best friends. Fun fact about the characters: Mac peels all of Dennis's apples because he says the skin of the apples is bad for Dennis. Now, who the hell is Dennis? Dennis Reynolds is Mac's best friend. They met in high school. Now, Dennis is very interesting because he is the friend group's like sociopath. He is also the inventor of the Dennis system, and the Dennis system is also a way to emotionally manipulate women into needing you and becoming obsessed with you. Dennis Reynolds is a very selfish character. He likes to film people having intercourse with him in his bedroom without their consent, rates it, and then puts it in his drawer. It's real gross. But Dennis is a complex character. Because you see, when he was about 14, he was SA'd by a librarian. That is something, an underlying thing that he just chooses to not deal with the entire show. Dennis is also divorced, and the divorcee, she's using her alimony money to become a cat. If you don't know what that means, it's exactly what you think it means. Now, even though Dennis is a piece of shit, he is half of a whole piece of shit because he is a twin. Meet Deandra Reynolds. And Deandra Reynolds, she is Dennis's twin sister and the pick me of the friend group. And when I say pick me, there's literally an episode where she says she likes being the only girl in the friend group. Outside of the guys at the bar, she really has no friends, especially any girlfriends, except for one person, and that's Artemis. And Artemis is only her friend when she needs someone to hang out with that isn't the guys. Now, if you're wondering why this is, it's because Dee's mother is literally her number one op. That girl has been hating on her since the day she was born, so now Dee hates on other women and is super misogynistic, but also experiences so much misogyny from the people she hangs out with. He also manipulates men into sleeping with her by just being completely shitty to them. She also thinks she's funny and she bombs every comedy act that she does. She's like gagging as she's on stage. She she even convinces a priest in a Catholic church to leave the Catholic church because she's in love with him, and then she's like, "Ha, just kidding. I was trying to do something for the guys." Now, something important to know about Dee and Dennis is that yes, they are twins, but they're also twins that do crack together. So Dee and Dennis grew up super, super rich, had a very wealthy mom, had a very wealthy dad, and they got a lot. They were very spoiled, and it's mentioned a lot in the show. But as they've gotten older, they really disconnected from their parents because their parents just traumatized the shit out of them. That is until season 2 when their dad tries to reconnect with them. In comes Danny DeVito. Now, Frank Reynolds is probably one of my favorite characters. He is hilarious, but he starts off coming into the show strong, very business-esque personality. He wants to make the bar number one. He's trying to cook the books. He's like very business savvy. Although very early on in the show, we actually find out that Dee and Dennis's mom lied to Frank, said that they were his kids, when in reality, their father is this man named Bruce Mathis. Now, he is also a millionaire, rich, rich man, but he realized that Dee and Dennis are terrible people and was like, get the hell out of my life. But what we do end up finding out is that Frank Reynolds ended up sleeping with someone years ago at a one night stand with a woman by the name of Bonnie Kelly. Now, Bonnie Kelly ended up having a pregnancy, tried to get it aborted, and the abortion actually failed. So, what happened? Charlie Kelly was born. Yes, Charlie, our illiterate character, is also a failed abortion baby. He also enjoys things such as sniffing paint, hanging out in sewers, and killing rats. So we actually don't know if Frank is Charlie's dad, but it is suspected. Charlie, similar to Dennis, also has a very sad backstory. He was SA'd by his uncle, who was actually a reoccurring character. You see, Charlie is very into bird law. He is a bird lawyer, and there are so many court cases in this show, so many trials that Uncle Jack and bird lawyer expert Charlie Kelly have to come in. More importantly, and I think this is the most important part, these two share an apartment together, they share a couch slash bed together, and they play night crawlers together. That's a majority of the characters and how they are and how they interact. I did miss a few characters that, weren't mentioned but kind of lightly touched upon. But just watch the show. It's very good.